So on a lighter note, when I think about love, honestly, because I'm 26 years old, so when I think about love, I think about when my phone drops on the ground and don't get a crack on the screen, right? When I think about love, I think when I'm driving down the highway and I know that I see the speed limit 60, and I'm going 65, and I see the cop lights coming, and then they pull over the person in front of me. So I think about love, right? Or I think about love when, you know, somebody, you waiting on a ride, and they call you like, I'm 5 minutes away. And then in 5 minutes, they in front of your door. Because you know how we like, oh, I'll be there in a second. And then it's like an hour and a half. I'm like, that's the whole party. And then luckily my preacher ain't in here, so I can say this too. I love this when the preacher say, the pastor say 5 minutes to go, church. And then in 5 minutes, he done packed his bags up and ready to go. Like, they got me today. I'm sorry for the pastors in there that done that, but they got me today. My pastor said 5 minutes, I was in there 35 more minutes, and I was ready to go. So that's kind of my definition of love. And as I've gotten older and matured though, my definition has kind of changed because as I was growing up, I used to hear my parents all the time say, God's love, believe in God's love. And I'm 18, I'm like, I can't really feel God's love. Like, I really don't know what it really means. I mean, it sounds deep in church, like God's love. But I couldn't kind of process that when I was younger. But I did realize as I got older, God's love is like this. You know when you drive in the car, you see this commercial, you drive in the car, and the car is going, and then you see the two people in the seat, they fly through the windshield, right? Yeah. And it's because they didn't have on what? Seatbelt. And the thing about seatbelt is, I kind of equate that to God's love because you never can talk about God's love until you're in an accident. Mm-hmm. That's when we start crying about God's love. That's when everybody has their come to Jesus moment. And I only got a few minutes because I know we have somebody that's going to come after me that's going to give y'all the whole keynote, but I just want to give y'all this one point, this one story. And before I get into it, I'm going to ask one question, and I need y'all to meditate on it right quick. This is for our mature adults and our young adults as well. And the question that any time in life that I had a challenge, any time in life I had a difficulty, any time in life where I had an obstacle that just seemed outrageous and I did not think I can overcome it. As I got older, I asked myself this question. What have you already sacrificed for what you loved? Because sometimes when I first started speaking, I used to go in and I used to shame people like, you need to be doing this, you need to be that. But I realized in my head, once I had to process what I had to sacrifice for what I love, then everything kind of changes. And I want to paint this picture, because some of y'all looking at me funny, right? So I want to paint this picture with one quick story, and I'm going to take my seat. And I guarantee I'm going to take my seat, all right? So it was like 5 years ago. And I was sitting in my room. And at that time, a lot of things were going on in my life. And honestly, my faith was being tested. My faith was challenged. And I was thinking, like, where is the God when I was growing up? And my mom said every Sunday I had to go to church for. This is in my head. This is real honest thoughts. And in my head, I'm sitting now, where is the God that every Wednesday night, when I didn't want to go to church, my mom said, Greg, you need to go to church. You need to come here to midnight Bible school. I'm like, wow, the guy, like the person in this video, he don't even know what I'm going through. He's talking about hope. And I'm like, yo, I have to deal with people coming at me trying to get me to do drugs in middle school. I have to deal with people at me when I'm in 9th grade, they talking about they having sex and doing all this other stuff. And I have to deal with that type of pressure. You talking about hope. And I was sitting in that room and I heard the knock on the door like, and I walked out of my apartment. At that time, right now I'm like 196 pounds. At that time, I was like 180. I lost 18 pounds in a matter of a month. I had 100 missed calls on my phone, hundreds of text messages because some things that went left in my life and I decided to kind of check out of earth. So I heard that knock on the door. And then when I went to the door, I looked through the peephole and my mom was on the other side. And my mom, my godmother, and I was looking, I didn't open the door, and he said, Greg, I know you're here, son, I love you, open the door. And I went to open the door, but I couldn't, so I walked away for a second, and then they kept knocking, I went to the door again, and I couldn't open it. And at that time, I think I was like 20 years old, at that time, I don't know, I couldn't process what God's love was. So it took me a while, and then a couple of days passed, I didn't open the door, they went back home to Durham, and then I ended up texting them, and I told them, Mom, please, come back to Greensboro. I didn't have a phone at the time, so I had to email them. I said, come back to Greensboro before I do something crazy. And they ended up picking me up, and now I I realized that because I had a long talk with my pastor because I had a crisis in my faith. I was like, God, I did Wednesday. I listened in class. I went to church. I did all these things, but the game ain't changed for me. I was still getting afflicted. Everything was changing. And what he told me was, Greg, think about all those things when you were in high school, when you said you needed money. Well, I gave you, magically out of nowhere, your mom gave you $20 when you started to hustle and he made $100 a day, all right? Think about that. He said, oh, think about the time when you were in college, when you needed that one paper, you prayed to God, please, let me finish, let me pass this test, let me pass this paper. And you ended up that class with an A. He said, let me bring you back, Greg, when you dreamed of becoming an entrepreneur, making money, throwing parties, inspiring the people, and then we allowed you to be one of the leading entrepreneurs in Greensboro and intern under the mayor. What happened to that? What happened to your trust in that? Think about the sacrifices you made, the late nights you made, and because I was like, God, I was thinking about everything else, but when I realized the sacrifices I made for what I thought I loved, because that's the thing, that's the key thing. It's about, okay, turn up the love, but the first thing is, what do you love? As I close, I didn't have 3 points. I didn't have a lecture or anything like that. I just want anybody, or adults, or kids, whatever. When you think about love, when you think about your future, when you think about what God has bestowed upon you, your future to be, whenever you want to quit, ask yourself that one question. What have I already sacrificed? Because many of you, everybody in here, I don't care if you got an F, a GPA, I don't care if things not going well, you have sacrificed something. Everybody has. So think about what have I sacrificed for what I love and let that push you forward to change the game. So I just had that little nugget and I'm going to take my seat. So thank y'all. Amen.